I just wanted to say a couple things about Rich and Melinda up here. Over the past couple of weeks, people have pointed out to me that I should really grasp this once-in-a-lifetime chance to reveal Rich's past misdemeanors. Unfortunately, I've played a part in most of these incriminating events. And since Rich's grandparents are here, I don't want to tarnish my impeccable reputation. So instead, I'll keep things very short by talking about Rich's achievements. Let's see here. Let's just move on to something else. You know, Rich can be a quiet guy. You don't know him. Although he can be very chatty when he wants to be. Like myself, he spends a large part of his day in front of the video game screen, the computer game screen, and it makes me wonder, have you ever met a beautiful girl like Melinda? In fact, I guess many of us assumed he would always remain a single man. Certainly that's what he'd have you believe. He was always professing that he would be the last man standing when marriage was concerned. So it was quite a surprise when he told me he was getting married. Which brings me to the engagement. It seems like it was yesterday. You remember the date? Well, I'm not going to put you on the spot. But it was February 22nd, 2005. For some reason I'm surprised you didn't remember that. You guys might be asking how I remember that date. It stands out in my mind because it was the last time we beat UT at home. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Do you remember the score, please?
No.
69-65. I'm not fully sure that Melinda knows how much that engagement almost didn't happen. Fortunately, Rich is smart enough to ask her before the game because I know that if we would have lost, Rich's mind would have been somewhere else. Another funny story is about when Rich and Melinda were trying to plan a wedding date. Geez, what a struggle that was. Melinda suggested the date October 22nd. Rich replied, "Are you crazy? That's when Texas Tech plays A&M. The biggest game of the year." Then she said, "Well, what about January 15th? And she got the same response. "Are you crazy? That's when the Cowboys played the Redskins on Monday Night Football." Well, Melinda had to be thinking, okay, I'll just say something later in the year where there's no basketball or no football. So she proposed the date May 23rd, thinking this would be the perfect date. They would both be out of school, and both basketball and football would be over with. But to her surprise, Bruce looked at her with a puzzled look on his face and said, "Sweetie, don't you love me at all? You know that's when Star Wars Episode 3 comes out." We may be asking ourselves what Melinda sees in Rich. I know I do. But they say love is blind and marriage is a real eye-opener. So I'd like to say, Rich, you're a lucky man for marrying Melinda tomorrow. She deserves a good husband. Unfortunately, she got to you before she had a chance to find one. But seriously, Rich, the decision you made to marry Melinda has been your all-time best move. You got someone who's beautiful, charming, smart, and loving. And Melinda, you've got Rich. Now to Rich. Remember, the words that make marriage work. You're right, dear. Remember, if a man gives in when he is wrong, he is considered wise. And finally, remember, in the words of my mom, leaving the toilet seat up is a capital offense. To Melinda, treat Rich as he deserves to be treated. Make sure he's in bed by 7 p.m. In all seriousness, Rich, it has been a great honor that you chose me to be your best man in this very important occasion in your life. But more importantly, it's been an even greater honor to have you as a true friend over the last 19 years. I sincerely wish you the happiest of marriages, and may our friendship continue for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, join me with the toast. To Rich and Melinda, God bless you two in your marriage.